Work for?
So I'm Andrew Richards and I'm the CEO of Codeplay. So I was very involved in designing the project in the first place, and what we do as a company has focused very much on artificial intelligence. So the project is all about low-power GPUs. I suppose when we started we thought graphics was the big thing, and suddenly artificial intelligence has come along. So people want to put AI into all sorts of devices, but GPUs are the way they do it. So we focused a lot on how we get AI onto low power GPUs, how we make it low power, and then how we measure the performance of this new AI software on those GPUs so that developers can make it low power. The future software that's coming is really dependent on the performance of GPUs, or things like GPUs. If you think about what people are talking about in terms of all of these new technologies like self-driving cars or robots that can understand people, and all of this AI-based technology, that's GPUs. That's entirely how all of this revolution in technology has happened. It's not the normal CPUs that you would normally run software on. And so we saw that coming. I don't think we totally predicted that AI was going to be the big use case for it right when we first designed the project, but really it's just been the big opportunity that we've been able to take on here. And if you think about all of the things that AI can do, you know, just even if it's not a self-driving car, what they do is they put things like pedestrian detectors into a car so it can slam on the brakes. And if you just think about how many lives that can save, which I know it started with the thought of how to play video games, which is where I started, but the thought that we can actually save lives with technologies that can just stop pedestrians or something going in front of the car, that's fantastic. And you think, oh, why is power consumption important? Actually, it turns out power consumption is really, really important to be able to make these things work. You know, it's got to always be on. And if you use a lot of power, these chips get very hot, and therefore they need fans, and fans is unreliability, and you can't have that kind of unreliability in something like a car. Same with robots. The robots need batteries in order to be able to power them, otherwise they'll be stuck to the wall, which is a bit useless. So it's actually really important, the technologies that we're building today, about enabling other innovators to do amazing things. So we do the tools as a company. We build the tools to enable people to do stuff. And you can't always predict what people are going to build with those tools, you know? And our focus as a company is to build tools that allows people to design their own innovations. So if I would say, if you say to me, what's the benefit of your tools compared with competition, it's all about enabling people to write their own stuff. So I did not think that AI was going to be a thing. Actually, some of the early developers, we've been around 15 years, some of the early developers who used our tools did actually use it for machine vision, like using cameras and being able to recognize objects and things. I didn't really spot it until quite late, but that has been what it is, the fact that you enable this technology, you know what people are going to do with it, and then suddenly they do amazing things with it, and that is what is exciting for me. It's really, really useful to be able to work with other companies and academics, because what it does is, you know, if you're a company and you do your bit, you do this one component, the one component can be completely useless on its own, in the sense that, you know, you do a component, you try and make it really good, but it's got to work with other people. So being able to have that collaboration is really useful. And we've got academics in this project who are doing stuff with video. We've got Samsung who are actually building devices, but also being able to apply it to things like video games. And we've got Think Silicon who are designing these really, really low power GPUs. And Spin Digital, who are taking, you know, they're one of the ideas that came out of the previous LPGPU project. It's now in this one. They've created a company. That's a whole new opportunity that we've been able to help. So I think it's really exciting being able to work in a collaborative way like that. It creates problems because then you have to make things work together, but you know, that's how engineering is. You know, with these projects you set yourself a ridiculously difficult objective, and then, you know, it's research, so some things don't work and some things work better than you expect, and new ideas come out of it, and having that collaboration is really, really helpful to make new ideas come out.
Excellent.